Hello and welcome back. Thank God the music came back. I was so afraid we were going to have another fucking emotional disaster. It's not really an emotional disaster actually, because in the last episode we poured our heart and soul out, and everyone seemed to really like it. Everyone loved the fact that it was the most emotional Pokemon Nuzlocke episode of all time. And they loved it so much that we found... I'm going to get that Pokeball later, but I want to finish the story. But everyone loved it so much that I apparently found... I've had maybe 3 or 4 new viewers with this. And I was really surprised because apparently there's a big Nuzlocke community. Well, kind of like an underground Nuzlocke community, for lack of a better word. There's a big Discord of like Nuzlockers, and a really nice guy who I've been actually watching his videos of, called Icy Dragoon, speaking of being very charmed by someone, he was a really nice guy, and he just left a few comments in my my videos saying that he liked my stuff, and he invited me to a Discord. So big thanks to him, because he's an actual really good Let's Player who and he does Nuzlocke as well. He is a Let's Play of this other Pokemon game, I can't remember the name, but he also has a Uranium Nuzlocke going too. So he was really lovely, and I was really surprised and very humbled that, first of all, how the hell did anyone find this channel? Like, the first episode has 50 views at this stage, and I'm like, what am I doing? I am extremely, like, I have nothing to offer any of you. I'm just a small boyo, and I've seen so many other people, like, I don't know, they've been, another guy, Snow Splash found me as well in that episode. Apparently episode 11 is where my channel really starts to take off. That's a popular one. That's where all the Let's Play episode, everyone knows episode 1, the first episode, the last episode, and the 11th episode are always the ones that get the most views. But I'm glad, because honestly there was a lot of kind of heart put into such an insignificant episode of something. So thank you to everybody, and which is ironic because the second that I developed such a massive new following of 2 extra viewers, I immediately stopped uploading for about 3 days because I did have plans for the weekend, and the plans were to actually record some stuff with Lady Nightlight, because the 2 of us were going out and that weekend. And I figured it might be fun to record some things, and I completely forgot, and I never got it. We were going to, but I just, in the time, I was like, I don't know, the headspace wasn't really there. And also, seeing as I am now in the community of Nuzlockers, I'd like to know, does anybody else get this thing where, like, you want to sit down and be productive, but you just can't? And I know that's not an excuse. If this was a real job, and I was like, and I went in and I was like, oh, sorry, I don't really feel like working the desk today, I might go home. That would not, like, I'd be fired then and there. But although I've been grinding a bit off camera, by the way, you might not have noticed. And Cadet Monk, I've just got him a bit. I just wanted to see how he was doing. He is very strong. Look at this! He killed a Pokemon. He's getting really, he's working his way up in the ranks, and he's still a lot better than my Poison type, which has no useful moves at all. But anyway, I want to finish kind of the train of thought of basically productivity and kind of creativity. Those 2 elements of this, of anything really, are so hard to artificially create, because honestly I want every episode that I put out to be funny and interesting and have like a bunch of stories and fun times and great like enjoyment, but really it's not possible, you know, it's just not possible to shove and push yourself to that regard every single time, because you run out of stories, you run out of things, and most importantly, you run out of energy. And I've been talking to someone, another new, well, not new, kind of an old actually, an OG follower of this channel, called In The Box, and she actually uses these videos as an outlet to do her work, and to do her, like, whenever she has like an essay or something, she'll be watching these videos in the background. And first of all, thank you. Second of all, what a terrible idea. It's like, I do nothing but yell and scream into a microphone for 15 minutes. Like, how is this helping you be productive? I'm very glad that it is, and you know, I love chatting about it afterwards, but like, oh my god, I cannot think of anything more distracting than putting me in the background while you do work and productivity. Like, fucking do it! I said at the beginning of the series to use this series as a podcast and fucking go crazy, use it as a podcast. But I don't know. The ironic thing is I actually do that with myself. Whenever I am trying to get into like the creative space to write, to make a new video, the first thing I do, oh god, I have been not paying attention. Cadet Monk is low on HP. But ironically, whenever I am about to record, I put on one of my own videos, and I think about what I like and what I don't like to it. And it works. You know, I do enjoy the looking back. And to be honest, I do kind of like my own videos. It's terrible to say, and I should be looking at it with a more of a critical eye. But I look back and I'm like, that was a good joke. Good job, Oshin. But I just want to know, because now that I have other Nuzlockers like watching, I want to know where they stand on this whole, like, is it difficult to force yourself to be productive? Fucking goddammit. We have a new one to take we have a new Pokemon to take the mantle of Chinyuk. But it sucks because honestly, I want to record more. I want to have 7 videos a day, like all the good YouTubers and all the and I want to edit it as well. But that's a different problem altogether. One that I've talked about ad nauseum. So I don't want to get back to that. But basically, it's tough because with with a medium that focuses so heavily on charisma, for lack of a better word, you really need to be on all of the time, and that's just not possible for anybody. And I suppose I want to know how other people deal with it. Maybe do you script things? Do you go into it preparing? And I encourage anybody who does, like, I'd say this anyway, but I'd encourage anybody who's never really recorded something to just, even for fun, make a video or two on YouTube, because it can really boost your confidence and can really give you a good sense of how to be creative and things like that. The other Nuzlockers will say it's also just good fun, because I've been thinking about this a lot, and even when I was out and having a great time at Lady Nightlight, a part of me was saying to myself, it'd be great to do a bit of recording right now. And I actually was planning on doing recording with Lady Nightlight, but that fell through. And speaking of which, I want to kind of talk about the weekend that I had, just getting off that for a second, because I had a great time. It was really, really fun. So that was fun going out and having fun with it. But this weekend we kind of stayed in. We played. I know that I don't know why, but I always kind of felt like that's extremely convenient. I always kind of felt like the Pokemon community and the Kingdom Hearts community were two sides. Were very very intertwined, because they're both cute, like Pokemon's a cute series and Kingdom Hearts is a very cute series. They're both kind of child's at first glance they'd appear to be child-centric, but a lot of enjoyment can be gleaned from older generations as well. And we went back, and I love the Kingdom Hearts series. I think it's fantastic, but we went back and we played them, and Kingdom Hearts 2 actually, which George has never finished, and I think Kingdom Hearts 2 is fantastic. I even think, like, objectively, I think Kingdom Hearts 2 is better than Kingdom Hearts 1, but I think everyone that I know, including myself, likes Kingdom Hearts 2, or Kingdom Hearts 1 more. And I don't know why, nostalgia is a very powerful force, but it probably has something to do with the fact that, like, I just think there's more story in Kingdom Hearts. But anyway, the point is, anybody who's played Kingdom Hearts, which I think is a lot of you, will know that, so everyone has their favourite world in Kingdom Hearts, and everyone also has their least favourite, oh for fuck's sake, everyone also has their least favourite Kingdom Hearts world. And I was talking to George about it, and we realised that 9 times out of 10, the Disney worlds in Kingdom Hearts fucking suck. They are always terrible. Okay, here's a little thought experiment. Think of your favourite Kingdom Hearts world, okay? Okay, good. Now think of your least favourite, now think of your 5 least favourite Kingdom Hearts worlds. I can guarantee that of those 5 least favourite Kingdom Hearts worlds, all of them are Disney based. It's like, and of your favourite one, it's probably like a one that was created just exclusively for the series, like I don't know, the World Between Worlds or whatever it's called, Castle Oblivion, Destiny Islands. Everyone loves Destiny Islands. Twilight Town. They're all fantastic worlds. Now think of fucking Agrabah or Atlantis or Tarzan Land, whatever that's called. Think of how terrible they are. Like, do not fight a flying type with a bug type. You've almost made that mistake 80 times. But just think about it, and I can't think of a single, like, bad world that they created. They're all fantastic. But there are so many worlds of Kingdom Hearts that just fill me with rage that I think of. And I listen to the music, like the fucking, the Alice in Wonderland music, and my PTSD flashbacks come back, and I'm like, you hurt me in ways I didn't know I could be hurt. And I want to know if other people are like this, or if I'm just, if it's gambler's fallacy, where 2 people said that this is a thing. And I am like, this is an objective law. It is Oshin's law, and I will write a medical journal about it. But, so yeah, we went back and we played that. But, they're great games. And also, Gregorius. That is my book type. It's been a while. It's been 3 days since I played this game, and I've already forgotten my children. Do I want Stun Spore? That is an interesting question. I will never use Charm, so I am going to get rid of Charm for Stun Spore. In the off chance Stun Spore will ever give me a hand. Oh, Sleep Powder. That is way more useful. You know what? gonna get rid of Stun Spore for that. I can do this all day. Keep going one up. I was gonna say actually, one of the reasons I was leveling off camera is because, well, to be honest, I'm not extremely happy with how productive my journey has been so far. I've been very slow. I have 1 gym badge after 6. How many hours do I have in this game? Let's check actually. I have let's just save, why not? 7 hours in this game and I have 1 gym badge. So I'm slow. But you know what? That's okay. Because honestly, I'm having more fun treating this as like a podcast. A podcast with no music and just my draining voice. Which, by the way, thank God I came in here to reset the music. But I kind of like that because honestly, this is a grinding series. I've come to terms with the fact that like it's gonna be a lot of grinding in this series, and that's okay. Where the hell am I going? Oh, I go down south. Do you fight me? So the ocean with I'm a Pokemon. I'm never alone when I'm with them. You know that's the thing about Pokemon. They would always be like, you're never alone when you have Pokemon. As long as you have Pokemon, you're never gonna be, you know, lonely. Which is all well and good until you realize Pokemon don't exist. Oh fuck, this is a trainer. It's like, I always felt a bit tongue-in-cheek to be like, oh, just buy our products. I really thought that was like a mushroom. Once you... Oh, fuck, not this person again. Who is at the front of my... No, not you! You are the worst Pokemon to be here! Go into Poison McGee. But yeah, I always thought it was funny that Pokemon's theme was always, have Pokemon and you'll be okay always. But like, when I turn off the games, I don't have Pokemon. If there's any kids who are like, oh yeah, well, thank God I have this. I'm gonna go to school now and be miserable and lonely. Like, what the? That's not a good life message at all. I suppose there's a message of, you know, like, animals are an okay substitute for friendship, but even that's a little bit dodgy. You know, human interaction is a bit different than animal interaction. Not that any is better than the other. That was a really good crit. Not that any... Oh my God. Not that any of those things are better than the other. And actually, I was talking to George about this, but I was playing, or I was watching, How to Train Your Dragon 3 comes out in like 3 days, and I am so excited. How to Train Your Dragon 1, I think I've said this before, it's my favourite movie ever. I love it so much. I just think it's so fantastic. I never watched them when I was younger. I watched them when I was like 18, and I felt, because, you know, with a name like How to Train Your Dragon, you're gonna, sorry, just 2 seconds. My children are adorable, but they're a handful. Alright, thank God thanks for interrupting me for that. But they are just so fantastic, and they also seem like something oh god damn it, people who fight you aren't meant to walk. They're just meant to stand there and oh bollocks, they're just meant to stand there and look in one direction for the rest of time. But this person took a step. They baited me. You are a ground type, I believe. So, once again, I have put the wrong Pokemon at the start. So, Gregorius can handle this. Can't be switched out. This Pokemon has an Arena Trap ability. Fascinating. Oh, but he is ground type, so he is not weak to normal type. Fantastic. But anyway, the How to Train Your Dragon... that was way less stressful than I thought it would be. But yeah, basically, the How to Train Your Dragon movies are so fantastic. And the reason I'm talking about that is because every single one of those movies has a weird underlying theme of, like, social ineptitude, like what it's like to not be accepted in your society, really. Like some people don't get on well in school, and some people don't get on well in like their workplace. Some people, and I think at some stage in your life everyone feels like an outcast, but How to Train Your Dragon has that wonderful underlying theme of this one character who is an outcast, but is also, he finds an animal and he relates better to that animal than he does to any human in the entire movie, more than his father, more than his, you know, love interest. And that ends up being not only a release for him, but a talent of him, which ends up kind of, I don't know, becoming a central theme and a central narrative to the entire series as a whole. And I love that because I don't know, children's movies are always so much more intelligent than, like, I don't know, mature adult movies. Like, I don't know, watch fucking any action movie and tell me the 3 main themes, tones, and techniques that you get out of that. But with children's movies, they always seem to treat it as if they're teaching people a message. They're teaching people who don't want to learn anything, you know? They feel like they have to work harder to actually get across their message, and they do it so well by like having these subtle little nuances, like creating a character who I think had some form of autism. I think Hiccup had, you know, an underlying kind of mental disability, maybe autism, something like that, because of, you know, he's got kind of a nasally way he talks. He doesn't understand how humans he doesn't really get humans, and he's an outcast, and that is a big factor as to people what autism struggle with. And I think that's really, really amazing that it can not only make such an amazing movie, but do it in a way that helps people as well, helps children as well, who need help the most. But I don't know, I think that's beautiful, and that's why it's my favourite movie. And the new one's coming out soon, and I'm so excited. What was I talking about? I had a reason to bring up How to Train Your Dragon. I probably covered the point in there somewhere. I made about 9. Ooh, that might be useful if I had any water types. I might be a bit more interested in that. But I don't know. And I love movies with like underlying symbolism and stuff like that. I think it's fantastic and very creative and clever, and I love it. I think it is. I don't know, and I can't think of many adult movies that do that. Like, I love movies like Die Hard and The Terminator and things like that. And you can argue that the theme of, I don't know, Terminator is, technology could be evil, question mark. And that's pretty exciting. That's interesting. It doesn't change my life. Like, I'm a fucking historian. What am I gonna do with that? Like, better not write my essays on too high quality computers. Like, no, that doesn't matter to me. But I think even adults can learn something from kids' movies, from good kids' movies. There are always terrible ones, like, I don't know. I never saw The Magic Roundabout, but that was, I know it comes out of fucking nowhere, but The Magic Roundabout always struck me as a movie that had absolutely no point of being made. Because that movie came out, like, I don't know, 15 years ago. I've never heard anyone talk about it. In fact, this is the first time The Magic Roundabout has ever come up in conversation in my entire life. And no one, I'm not even talking to anybody. I'm by myself, completely. I wasn't paying attention, completely alone. And this is the first time The Magic Roundabout has been uttered in about 15 years. That is how insignificant that movie is. And children's movies are a lot more prone to being, I don't know, awful than adult quote unquote movies are. What the hell is that thing? What is that thing? It looks disgusting. It's why is everything in this movie an amalgamation of a horrible chimera? Like, it's a disgusting bug. Probably. I don't know. It's blue, so it's definitely a water type. I know how fan games work. It's not a water type. Everyone panic. This is bad. It's a bug type. I mean, that was my second guess. I mean, don't make me sound like an idiot. I mean, it's obvious. But, it's also kind of strong for, like, an awful, disgusting bug type. Watch me catch one now. I swear to God, this, like, series has made so many, like, memes of just me being in a bad situation. And I like that, because yelling is fun, and I have a good time. And peeking the microphone is always great, because I can't edit anything. But, yeah, what was I talking about? Movies. This is the movie episode, and how I'm a terrible Let's Play. But, yeah, no, I basically just want to talk about, because, like, a lot of kids' movies are just better, in general. Like, Disney's great with that as well. I don't think Disney is, you know, the apex of, teaching kids morals. You know, they don't really break any grounds a lot of the time, but they're still great, and there is lessons in them. Sometimes I don't necessarily agree with those lessons, like, I don't know, independence always starts off as a central theme, but then always ends up becoming, like, love is really important. Like, Beauty and the Beast is, oh dear, Beauty and the Beast is the last example of this. Like, really good. Belle is an amazing character. And I love Beauty and the Beast, by the way. I think it's an amazing movie. But Belle is an amazing character. And she starts off... so why is Return so much stronger? Why do you love me so much? Stop it! You're making me uncomfortable. Speaking of which, Belle starts off as an amazing character. And ends up kind of becoming... Her only job towards the end of the movie is to fall in love. And I kind of feel like that's a bit of a... kind of... I don't know... sexist? Not sexist necessarily, but a little bit patronising. Also, yes, give me your number. I still haven't got back and fought that other bug trainer. Ooh! Have not come back and fought that other bug trainer. I don't think I will, because he really scares me. I have no idea what level they become when they re-battle you. They're probably really vindicative too, so they're out to kill my precious Chin Yunk, so no, I'm not gonna let that happen. I will protect him with the extent of my abilities, or unless I get distracted by a story that I'm telling. But I don't know why I swapped those two. That was completely pointless. But with that mistake, I think I'm going to call the episode here in classic fashion. But thank you for watching. And next time, I think I'm going to make a bit more progress. We're going to go at a grueling pace from here on out, and it's going to be fantastic. We're going to get to the next, we're going to get 2 gym badges. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all next time.